Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. Hope you are having a fantastic day, and I know right now everybody is very confused. It's very common for the channel to have the C8 Corvette, TRX, the 99 F350, the Raptor. It's a lot more newer and more energetic and fun cars. So what in God's name is this thing? For some of the people that have been following me on the forums and that have been following me on some of my Instagram or other social media followings, you will know that I've been alluding to this truck for quite some time now because this is my very first truck. And no, I didn't go buy another 99 Dodge Ram 1500 because I had a 99 Dodge Ram 1500. This is the exact truck. This hood, this battery, this VIN number, these doors, this frame, this motor, this is it. This was the very first truck that I bought with my own money, and this is a truck that got it all going. This was the work truck that I used to put myself through college, put myself through the tail end of high school. I had family support, but I've said many times, you know, I come from a lower middle class family, so there wasn't a lot growing up, and this truck helped me fund my way through getting my education, which has put me where I am today. And so this has a lot of symbolic meaning to me. I sold this truck in my senior year of college, my last year. I was graduating a semester early, which obviously ticked off a lot of people in the financial department. I kind of rode up all the way until graduation and then kind of pulled a rug out where I said I wasn't going through with my minor. I had already completed all my requisites for my major, and so they adjusted some financials and I needed some money at the time. So in 2014, I sold this truck to effectively pay for some books and stuff and finish up paying for tuition. And it was a hard thing to do because of how many nights I spent sleeping in this truck and how many nights I spent working, you know, long hours. So the goal of today's video is to pretty much just run through everything with the truck as it is today, because I did take delivery of it today. I haven't registered under my name, so the plates are covered up. They are the current owner's plates. I don't know if I am going to register it because I need to kind of walk through the entire truck to see if it's something that's salvageable or something I just destroy for fun and put it to rest in a fun way. And as you guys can already tell, this truck has been used and abused. It doesn't have a lot of miles. It's about 96,000 miles for a 99 Dodge Ram. That is very little. This truck has been worked and it's been beaten. I don't know if the camera is going to pick it up, but you guys might be able to see a little bit of like a shadowy overlay here. This used to be owned by a Cadillac and Jeep dealership, which sold itself, and the owner was pretty much looking to dump this truck, which is why I was able to pick it up in high school for a killer price. I want to say back then I paid about $3,000 for this truck. I've probably made, you know, 10 times as much back out of this truck, if not more, and then I sold it for $2,500 to somebody local to me that is now looking to effectively throw this truck away. It really just had a dead battery. I put in the new battery and the thing fired up right away. You guys can see this truck needs like a lot of work. All the paint, the clear coat has completely faded. Even looking at the top, you guys can see like the roof is just completely gone. That looks like paint, and then again more moss and just like clear coat fading all the way across. More paint fade. This is starting to oxidize here. Got a nice little notch here. I don't even know how you'd end up pulling this off. This truck wasn't this bad when I sold it, but surprisingly the bed sides are really solid. And then coming around the back, the rear bumper is pretty much shot. It's cracked all the way through. There's some duct tape inside hidden in there holding some of those pieces together. The bed is surprisingly good. The drain holes are completely plugged, so I don't know how the water's getting out of here, but apart from that, this factory liner's held up really well. I used to haul aggregate maybe 10-12 times, you know, a day on the weekends. Saturdays and Sundays I was pretty much going ham, especially Sundays because the yard closes at around noontime, so I try to get as many deliveries as I can early morning. Significant amount of moss growth along the back here. Again, I'm gonna need so much super clean to get some of this stuff and degrease it out. You guys can see I don't even know what, I probably shouldn't touch that. And then hands down, the best investment that I ever made was this $30 bed roller from Harbor Freight. Again, I've probably transported, you know, hundreds and hundreds of tons of aggregate in this truck at half tons at a time. I was that kid with the flyer at the local aggregate yard that, you know, you pull the little stub off with the phone number and I'll deliver the half yard since the minimum was 2 yards. And so most people around here, they really didn't need that with seasonal homes. So I was that cheap old laborer. Hopping inside, it's a complete mess. I'm gonna need like a bucket of super clean to actually clean this truck out, which I plan on at least making it presentable. The infamous 90s Dodge's dashboard cracks, you know, the bezels are all cracked. This truck is obviously a work truck. It's been beaten, it's been abused. But ironically, I sold this truck about 8 years ago, and since then it's seen about 1,200 miles or so, so you can imagine how much sitting this truck has done. The Biedermeier plow with the E46, I believe, pump. E47, so it's been upgraded since I actually sold it. It looks like they probably took it to a Meyer shop and they put it in a newer, bigger pump and lift system. But again, a lot of this wiring was like hacked together by me. You can see the electrical tape and, you know, the Fisher connectors that are kind of jerry rigged together. Just more moss growing all along the side of this truck. I bet you it sat for a long period of time in the sun, as well as under some trees. So this is it, everyone. This is the motor to be had. This is a 5.2 liter Magnum V8. It was actually a really good motor. They had a 5.9 liter, and I used to tell everybody in high school that I had the 5.9 liter Magnum, but you know, it was a 5.2. Makes about low 200s. I want to say 210, 230 horsepower, which wasn't bad. I mean, this thing got work done. Dropped in the new battery this week. But you can see there's just wires running everywhere when I bought it. This plow was just like hacked on by the Cadillac dealership. And as you guys can imagine, Cadillac dealerships don't install plows very often, so they like jerry-rigged a bunch of wires through here. One of the headlights didn't work and still doesn't seem like it works. I used to call this truck old reliable because every vehicle I had at the time would have problems, but this one never did. I could always just rely on pumping in a key into this thing and turning it over, and it would always turn on. Now the current owner obviously had work done to this over the years, so there's a bunch of dead cut wires. I probably shouldn't touch that. The entire headlight assembly is straight up just melted, and the connectors sit here. Surprisingly, no fluid leaks. The transmission seal's a little bad, but apart from that, it shifts fine. It's a 20-plus-year-old truck that's obviously been put to the test. So I don't know what the plans for this truck are. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys want me to do like a full restoration, which I think this truck is not worth either the time, money, or effort. But it will be a project truck nonetheless. I plan on doing a full cleanup front to back, inside and out, to make it presentable. And then I'm actually thinking of scuffing the whole thing down and doing like a matte red Raptor liner across the entire truck, which I think it would keep its like OEM style look, but at least clean up all of this faded clear coat. Because the cab is completely rusted, the floor is rusted. You can see all the cobwebs. Ugh. I'm not a fan of spiders. But there's just fist-sized holes all over the underside of this truck. The frame's very rusted, and there's some dry rot on the frame. Yeah, the current owner definitely didn't do a good job taking care of this truck, which is fine. I mean, they were just looking for a beater truck around their yard and their lot, and this truck served the purpose. And they were going to trash it for, I think, $400 in scrap metal costs and some parts costs at the local junkyard. And I said, hey, I'll give you 500 bucks. Just let me bring it back. I'd love to put this next to the Ram, even for a day, the TRX, and just see where I've come in 20 years, but most importantly, see how a Dodge Ram has evolved into what is now the pinnacle Ram TRX. So there'll be some more content around this truck coming to the channel. I just wanted to introduce the truck to everybody. I don't have a good name for it. I've always called it old reliable, so maybe I will stick with that. And I probably won't flip it, so I'll probably blow it up. You know what Whistle and Diesel says, if it's red, it's dead to me. And so maybe I'm gonna have some fun with this truck and just do some really dumb and stupid stuff. In terms of content, we stick with the more energetic, high-end, high-performance vehicles like the C8 Corvette and the TRXs on the weekends for full uploads. And during the middle of the week, I'm just going to do these kinds of like projects that I have going on the side. Share some of that with everybody. Hopefully people will find it useful, entertaining, and fun. Obviously, this video is a little bit boring. Okay, it's a bit boring. But it just feels really, really cool because back, you know, right when I was at the end of college, I was short on money and I had to sell this truck. And I have no problem selling a vehicle when I want to sell it, but to be forced to sell something that you've put so much time into and that's been such a big part of your life, it did stink at the time. It kind of sucked. I was really down, you know, depressed. I wasn't really excited about having to get rid of this truck, but I'm so happy to be able to buy it back right now and either own it for a little bit of time or just drive it into a tree as fast as I can and have some fun with it. You know, maybe turn it into an off-roading rig, take off all the body panels and make a complete tube frame monster out of it. I don't know what I want to do, so let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, if you have not already, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. This video will probably only get 100 to 150 views, but it is what it is. I plan on growing the base around the old trucks a little bit more because those are the constants. Some of the flashier vehicles kind of come and go, but ultimately what I've been told is if I want this channel to grow from here, I need to find my niche. And if you want to follow along on this journey, you want to follow along on this ride, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, until the very next video, I will see you all in the comment section below.